Parasite infestations are quite a common occurrence in people. Children and adults both do suffer from infestation of parasites. There are a couple of classic signs that direct me to thinking that somebody may have a parasite infection, and those are if you don't feel good when you eat rice and potato. If you don't feel great after you eat rice and potato, that is a classic sign that you may have a parasite infestation. And as well, if you have mushy poo the morning after you have a rice or potato, that is also quite a classic sign that you have a parasite infestation. And with children especially, if their behaviour is worse at the time of the full moon, that is also a classic sign that they may have a parasite infestation. It's a relatively cheap test to run, around $50. That tells us if you have a parasite infestation. Then the key with if you have a parasite is you need to remove the starch from your diet. Parasites feed on starches. That's why you don't feel great after rice and potato, because rice and potato is very, very starchy. So the key with a parasite infestation is we will treat it with herbal medicines, but as well, diet is a very important part of it. We need to stop feeding those parasites. We need to stop the starch. So what I find is often when I put people on a parasite diet, they feel absolutely fantastic, and they often say to me, "Yay, I'm back to my wedding weight, thank you very much." Whereas in the beginning, when I tell them they've got a parasite, it's like, I feel terrible saying to people, "Look, I'm really, really sorry, but you have a parasite." And when I ask them to go on a particular parasite diet, they say, "How am I ever going to do that?" And then I said, "Look, let's just try for 2 weeks and let's just see." And they come back and they say, "I feel fantastic." It is one of those diets, when you go on a parasite diet, you do feel fantastic, but it's necessary. We need to get rid of that parasite, and we need to kill off with herbs, and we need to kill it off with diet. Parasites are called parasites because they are eating the nutrition in your gut, okay? So the food that you eat, you are feeding them, and often when people have a parasite, they will have low iron. A lot of their minerals will be low, okay? That's because you're eating good food, but you're feeding the parasite. So you have to get rid of that parasite. Lots of gastroenterologists, I hear lots of stories, and a gastroenterologist will say, "Oh, parasites, everybody has them, just get used to it, just live with it." No, they're parasites, they're feeding off you, you have to get rid of them. So my thing is, parasites, you need to do everything you can to try and get rid of them.